Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I pray that you are blessed and that everyone around you is blessed as well. As you can see, August is done and here is my wrap up. Yes, August is done and over with. We're like, what, the second week of September and I'm barely getting this out, but better late than never, okay? I have my little finished basket, you can say, the books that I read. I did read 7 books in the month of August. It was a good month, even though there was like some hiccups with me and my little mental health issues. But I did it. I enjoyed what I read. I have no 5 stars. I do have 1 or 2 4 stars, but we'll get to that. I also have my little handy dandy bookish notebook, so I'm going to be looking at that while I'm telling you about these books. If you don't follow me on Goodreads, the link is in the description, and go follow me on Instagram too. I post a lot over there and we just have a good time. If you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to be a part of a wonderfully made family here where we do a lot of bookish things, as you can tell. Y'all, comment down below. Are you excited for fall? Because I am a fall girl. As much as I would love to move back to South Texas, it's hot over there. But I love me some fall here in Michigan. When the leaves start changing, there's a little crisp in the air. I have my coffee here, but I'm so excited for all things pumpkin spice. I want to do some recipes. Hopefully I can do some on here. Like, I don't want it just to be bookish things. Like, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a whole grandma. Like, so I definitely want to do some like baking and stuff. I'm so excited. Like, I want to learn how to bake bread. Like, I did it once, and then I want to learn how to bake a pie. Like, that is my goal, as well as I want to start canning, you guys. I'm in my granny era, okay? I have good reason to, because I'm a whole granny. But anyways, let's get into what I read. So the first book I read in the month of August was LA Weather by Maria Amparo Escandon. And I gave this like a 2.75 to a 3 star because it got kind of boring for me, okay? It's 3 sisters and it's like they're each telling like their different point of views. In the beginning, it did grasp me. Like, there was a family issue that happened with 2 little twins. Something happened dramatic, and like family drama just popped off after that. So I mean, it's good, but it's not like, oh my gosh, I need to read that again, or like I wouldn't really say it's on my recommendation list. I don't know. It's like there's like timelines, there's like family issues coming up and all that, so it's okay. The next one that I read was, I read my first Emily Henry book and I gave it like a 3.75-ish. I know this is a lot of people's like favorite book of hers, but it's Happy Place. Okay, so Harriet and Wynne, I believe that's his name. Yeah, Harriet and Wynne, they met through like mutual friends. They weren't like into each other at first, but then they started, getting feelings for each other, and they end up getting engaged, but then they broke it off. And every year, all the friends would get together at this cabin and enjoy summer. And everyone has like their own things going on in life. Harriet and Wynne have not even told their friends that they broke up. And when like they have to like play it off, so it's kind of like a fake dating situation. And I mean, I liked it. I'm not a huge fake dating trope person, but I do like a good second chance romance, and that's what this gives as well. You know what I did find out about myself? I love a book with good friendship, and this is what this had. Like, they looked out for each other. It was just awesome. Like, I really liked, I liked that part. I don't know what it was that I was just like, okay. I did like the part where they did say, like, you are my happy place. Like, Harriet had to figure it out on her own. She had some issues going on too, so I don't know. But that's my favorite part. Like, to find that one person that you just feel happy with and like complete with. That's how I feel with my husband. Like, I just love him. But anyways, so I gave it 3.75, 3.5, 3.75. It was good, but not like knocked my socks off good. So the next one was a reread. I read this December of 2022. Knew that the movie was coming out. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I wanted to reread it, but I wish I hadn't, because I knew what the story was about, but not really. Like, I don't remember a lot of it. And I knew that I was going to go see the movie. Me and my daughters went. So I read it, 2022, reread it. My youngest daughter read some of the book, and then my oldest daughter has no clue about any Colleen Hoover book. She don't know what the story's about, but she wanted to go. And I loved seeing their reactions to the storyline. I already knew because I was like fresh off of the reread train, and I loved the movie. They absolutely loved the movie. We talked about it like even after we were done watching it, and a lot of people had issues with like the casting, but I didn't mind the casting at all. I wish they did show a lot more of the sister's husband, because he did play a lot in like how he was like protective over Lily, and but he was also friends with Ryle because that's his brother-in-law, you know. I did go back and tab it. Like, this is a good book. It's very trigger warning, so if you have issues with like domestic violence and all that, definitely check your trigger warnings before you read this. I'm sure a lot of people have read this, a whole lot of people. So it's nothing like new, but if you have not read a Colleen Hoover book, definitely check your trigger warnings because it's heavy. So next book. I read, well, actually, I don't know if I read this one first or the other one I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to talk about this one first. The other one I read on my Kindle. This one, I was kind of hesitant on if I wanted to read it or not. I did like the first one. It is This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. I read, why do I always forget the first book? I gave this one like a 3.75 to 4 star. It does talk about autism, like people on the spectrum. I really loved that Kennedy Ryan, in the beginning, she talks about how she did a whole lot of research on autistic, people. She even talks about her own struggle with her, I believe it's her son that's autistic, and she knows like what she's talking about. Like, she really knows. Another book that has great friendship. I cannot wait for Hendrix book to come out. I believe it comes out next year. Soledad, she's that girl. Like, she did not put up with nothing. Like, what her husband did, I believe his name was Edward. I believe it was Edward. Homeboy can kick rocks. Like, just how disrespectful he was. And then he wanted to like keep her around, but then was like, no, like, just everything that he did, and then expected her just to stay around. No. I loved the fact that she met Judah the way that she did, but I also love the fact that their relationship grew the way it did, and he was so respectful to the fact that she wasn't ready to just jump into a relationship, but then she was like kind of second guessing herself, like, should I, shouldn't I? But she really stuck to her guns, was like, let me figure out who I am first for me and for my girls, and then let's see where it goes. And he was so respectful of that, which I loved. The only reason why I didn't give it like a higher score is because my grandson's name is Judah, and then when I would read like the spicy scenes, I'm like, it's kind of weird. So so it does have some spice in it. That's the only reason why I didn't want to read it, but I'm so glad that I did, because just the way, like, the strength in Soledad, as well as like the encouragement and the love and support from her friends, was just perfect. So now the next one that I read was Finding Me by Viola Davis. And if you not, like, I read that on my Kindle, and if you have not read that memoir, if you have not read a memoir at all, start with that one. You know who she is, like, you know, like, her strengths, you know, like, how amazing she is at what she does. If you don't know who Viola Davis is, she's an actress who starred in a lot of stuff, but like the one that she's most known in is How to Get Away with Murder. The things that she had to go through, her and her siblings, y'all, you can, like, now you know where she gets that, like, that drive that she has while she's like working. Like, the one thing that's going to stick with me is the fact that they were in this abandoned apartment. They had no place to, so they stayed in this abandoned apartment that had no water, no electricity, stuff like that. But the rats were so big that they would like chew on their toys, like their dolls' faces and stuff. That's what got me. I'm like, sign me out. I don't want to do this. But such an impactful memoir, just beautiful. Now the next one, All Her Little Secrets. I don't know. Okay, I didn't rate, before I start talking about this one, I don't rate memoirs because you can't rate like somebody's true story. So I don't rate memoirs, but highly recommend it, definitely. Anyways, the next one is All Her Little Secrets by Wanda Morris. I read some of this on my, physically, but then I listened to it in audio. Oh, another thing. I did hear a lot of Viola Davis's memoir through audio too. Highly recommend you do that. So good. Like, just hearing her tell her own story, perfect. But anyways, I listened to this one majority of the book. It was okay. I think I gave it 3.25-ish. It like goes back and forth, timeline, like dual timeline, but it like all comes together at the end. It's like family issues that come back around and kick you on the behind. And this is about Ella. She works in a high corporate office. She's one of like the few Black people, but she's like under the CEO, but she's also having an affair with him. He ends up dead. This is like in the back. He ends up dead, and she's trying to like make sure she has nothing to do with it. She was like, I don't know anything. I don't know who he is. Like, that's how she tried to play, even though she's having an affair with him. Come to find out, like, all the family stuff comes around, and yeah. So I recommend it, but it's not like, man, like, okay, she does have another book that's out. I don't know if it just recently came out, but the cover almost looks the same. I don't even know what it's called, but check out Wanda Morris. And yeah, it was a good book. Now the last one that I read was, I started with her kind of ish in the beginning of the month, and I ended with another Emily Henry. Beach read. I gave this 3.75 to 4-star. I'm leaning more towards 4. At first I was like, Like I was struggling. Probably like this much. This much, it picked up. This one is about Gus. He's an author, as well as January. They're both authors, but they knew each other in high school, like kind of ish. She knew more of him than she thought he knew of her. January ends up going to this beach house that was given to her by her father that had passed away. And I don't want to give like too much. But anyways, they're both struggling to write their next book. Like she has a deadline. Like she's like, her publisher's like, come on now, what are you doing, girl? Like, get it together. And she's just struggling because she's dealing with, you know, family issues, and there's some family drama. And so she ends up going to this beach house. She'll see, like, let's clear her mind. Let's clear this house out. And she finds out that Gus lives next door. He ends up being an author. He's struggling as well. And they end up, it's like a love-hate, hate-love relationship. Like, she couldn't stand him because he came off, like, obnoxious and rude in the beginning. But he has, like, a reason why. And you'll find that out, like, this much of the book. And then, they were like, okay, we have an idea. Let's swap ideas. Like, you write this genre and I'll write the genre you pick, blah, blah, blah. And we'll see what we come up with. They end up falling for each other. That's when it started getting good. But the only thing I did not like is the fact that January kept going back and forth. Like, she had some issues with some things. I did highlight one little area from her friend that says, falling's the part that takes your breath away. It's the part when you can't believe the person standing in front of you both exists and happened to wander in your path. It's supposed to make you feel lucky to be alive exactly when and where you are. I'm a sucker for a good quote. That was like amazing. Because her friend Shady, I believe it's Shady, should die, I don't know, was like, girl, just try it out. If it doesn't work, like, whatever, keep it moving. But then when she said that, I'm just like, oh, that's how I feel about my husband. I love that man so much, if you can't tell. I don't know. And then, like, their friendship too was just so perfect. Like, I loved them. I did, like, dog ear a couple things, but I need to go back and, like, highlight why I did that. And as you can see, it started, like, right here. Told you. The last 40% of the book was, like, the good part. So I definitely like this one. I can't wait to read. I have Funny Story by Emily Henry. I think that's the other, like, the last book I have of hers. I don't know if I'm going to keep picking up, like, it's easy reads. But I don't know. I think I like Abby Jimenez better. But I would definitely try it out. And I've heard that Funny Story is a lot better than her other books. So I'm definitely excited. Now, that is all. I'm all done, you guys. Those are my 7 books that I read in the month of August. I'm so excited because I just started. Well, I did not just start. I started my September TBR August 31st. And I'm already on my 3rd book, you guys. So I'm eating these books up for fall. If you have not checked out my September TBR Hopefuls, I will put the link in the description. Other than that, like, I'm having a good time. I did do something different in September. I'm not reading, like, cozy fall books. The books that I'm reading are kind of heavy. But I'm having a good time with them. And I'm getting through them. I'm eating them up, you guys. Let me know down in the comments what your, like, most anticipated read for the fall is, because I'm excited to see what you're reading. Also, thank you to everyone that has liked, commented, subscribed, shared, all that jazz. I am so appreciative of you guys. Like, you guys are family. You guys are long distance family, and I love that for us. So keep an eye out. I definitely want to do some different things on my channel. I don't want to just be books all the time, which I love it. That's what I'm here for. I'm your bookish granny, okay? I do want to start showing more like kid books, because I do have 3 grandkids, and I definitely get books for them whenever I can. And so I want to like start showing some books that I pick up for them, as well as books that they're liking. And so I also have like some things in the works with my husband. He's like helping me do something, and I'm so excited. I'm nervous, but excited at the same time. That info and all that will come later on. I don't know how much later, but definitely in the works. But thank you so much for your support and your love. I, from the bottom of my heart, just appreciate each and every one of you guys. Other than that, remember, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Talk to you later. Bye.